let's get to our conversation tonight. Some major aspirants for the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the 10th National Assembly have taken their protests to the national headquarters of the All Progressives Congress APC today in Abuja. The aspirants, which include former sitting deputy speaker, Mr. Idris Wase, some other leading aspirants, Aliyu Betara and Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, were all there, and they met with the leadership of the APC, and they spoke about their disappointment in the manner in which the party went about the zoning arrangement. The lawmakers met the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, alongside Senator Yellow Mishore, the national secretary of the party, and some senior members of the APC and WUC. There's a lot that is said, which I may not be able to bring everything to you, but let me allow you to listen to some portion of what has been said specifically from the likes of Idris Wase, Betara, and Gagdi. Take a listen to them.
And I don't want to believe to this moment that the president-elect is the one behind this. I don't want to believe it. And I said to you, if you are going to notice, you have a chairman of operation. In ranking, after the leadership, he comes. You are a senator, and you know it. So if you are doing that, sir, and you are a senator too, sir, what is making you to think that you cannot go and pick Betara? Did you work and succeed, and you succeeded, and you announced that you are now saying you succeeded as only a person, Femi Bajamila? I said it's not done like that. We all gave you the cooperation. If it is in the executive session, I will reveal to you certain things I mentioned to him. That it is because we are able to stomach a lot of things that we didn't allow the house to go on rampant. And it is sacrifice. So we have sacrificed. If it is gunning for votes, we have gone to look for the votes for the party. We have worked as seriously for the party. In addition, Mr. Chairman, sir, respected leaders, we are here to protest and to appeal to you to go again to look into this matter. That what has been ushered out will not stand. Under your able leadership, sir, you fold your hands and arms and sat to allow aspirants contest election on the supremacy of Nigerians through the delegates to choose whosoever they want to be the flag bearer of our party. The vice president contested. He is the closest person to Mr. President. And yet, because of democracy and because of justice in APC, delegates were allowed to choose whosoever they want to choose to run the flag of our party. Where is this principle, sir? Where has it been thrown to? Have we forgotten about the motto of our party?
We are not against our leaders. But if we should sit down and say, okay, sit among yourself and pick somebody you know you can work with, it's easy. It's easy. But the person the speaker is trying to even pick, there are some of our colleagues in the same assembly that even don't know him, sir. That's the truth. I'm not lying. Our colleagues here can testify. I've done well for the National Assembly.
With some kind of candor and respect, they spoke their mind, and they were actually speaking to those who they think they understand where the shoe pinches. Senator Yellow Mishore, a former senator. Senator Abdullahi Adamu, the national chairman, a former senator. So they think that these people understand their plight. But after all said, there was a response from the national chairman. Let me allow you to listen to what Senator Abdullahi Adamu said.
We have listened to you. We do not intend to open discussion now, right now with you, as the nitty-gritties of your submissions. What your yes, we agree we are going to change, or we don't agree, we will not change. Like those of you who listen to the release from this office, we did say very clearly that we will endeavor to do more consultations so that we can carry along with us the greater number of the members of this great party. I plead with you in good conscience to give us a little time to take a good and better look at your presentation and open our ears and eyes the more to hear more and see more before we can come in fidelity with your submission.
You heard it. Well, let's get more insight because it's not everything that was said there that we could present to you tonight. Because of course now we're hearing some other reactions. We're getting reactions from the governor of Ondo State, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who in a statement has said that that arrangement is skewed. How would you have a Northwest Deputy Senate President and a Northwest Speaker of the House of Representatives? Out of the 4 leading presiding officer roles in the National Assembly, 2 are from one zone. He says Northeast and North Central, and South as well. Northeast and North Central are definitely out of the equation. So let's talk about this. One of the frontline contenders in that race for the Speaker is a member of the House of Reps and the chair of the House Committee on Navy, and of course, a returning member from Plateau State, member of the APC, Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, joined us live here in the studio. Thank you so much, Honorable Gagdi.
Thank you, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you.
I saw and I watched those tape back, and I saw that some of you were very upset about it. I mean, there was a mention that there was no consultation. Really? Is that what really happened?
Yes, that was what really happened. None of us was consulted, and that is why you saw that protestation. We are not aware of anything, just like any other Nigerian. We saw it in the media platform, particularly social media. And we confirmed it when we saw the national publicity of our party come to the media and confirm that, yes, the statement generated from them. And so, haven't got that confirmation, I can confirm to you for free that there was no consultation.
So, I mean, everyone knows that this arrangement or this election is election in the hallowed chamber. Whatever politicking that goes on before you enter into that chamber in June is all but whatever happened there. What happened and what is more important is what happened in the hallowed chamber. Now, one other thing that some of you talked about is the zoning. What is in the zoning that is not sitting down well with you?
From the little statement that you caught me saying, I reminded the party of the motto of APC, which is justice, peace, and unity. From the statement of the governor of Ondo State, whom I respect so much, where is the justice? Where is the intention for peace? And where is the intention for unity? If 4 presiding officers of the National Assembly, 2 of such will be zoned to a particular geopolitical zone. Assuming that is done based on reward system, in the northern Nigeria, I've said it elsewhere, that we have 3 geopolitical zones, the Northwest, the Northeast, and the North Central. In all of these 3, the zone that you get predominant number of Christians is North Central. Look at the Muslim ticket that our party is being accused, and yet it is the same North Central that have mixture of religion that deliver better to the APC. I have my reason for saying this. In the presidential election, the North Central donated 4 states out of 6 to President-elect, our father, our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Northwest donated 2 states out of 6 or 7.
But they have more figures than you, North Central.
If it is about figure, why was the presidency zoned to the south, than part of Nigeria? Hence, the figure of vote in the north is more than that of the south, and we had a northern candidate for the presidency. It is about equity, justice, fairness. It is not about figure. It is about even the number of representation.
So, but what about the argument of the Northwesterners who say, look, we have always delivered for this party. If not for the Northwest, Bola Tinubu wouldn't have emerged.
I don't want to join issues with those advocating for that in the Northwest. If you look at the G7 group of 7 aspirants that protested and went to the National Secretariat of our party, 3 aspirants are from the Northwest. It means we are fighting for justice, equity, and fairness, not even whether you are from here or there. But again, we are not saying that party should not zone position. We are saying party should zone position. But President Muhammadu Buhari have laid a very good foundation for equity, for justice, for fairness.
What is this foundation?
The foundation is that if you look at the manner within which presidential primary election is conducted, that is the foundation for equity. His vice president was contesting. Other persons from southern Nigeria were contesting. But they zoned the presidency, haven't pronounced that the presidency should go to the north. Northern governors, whom I all respect those decisions, just like we are respecting the position of the governor of Ondo State today, said that no, in matter of fairness, in matter of justice, in matter of equity, Northerners have produced presidency for 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari. Let it shift and rotate to the southern part of Nigeria. And it shifted. In that circumstance, I know nowhere that our party and Mr. President decide to anoint a candidate among the southern candidates. Delegates were allowed to come and choose whosoever. And based on the pedigree and outstanding performance of the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the delegates of the APC decided to elect him as the flag bearer of our party. Why not the party zone in fairness? In fairness means that the North Central have 11 senators of APC, Northwest have 10 senators of APC, Northeast have 10 senators of APC, North Central have 4 states for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in time of vote, Northwest have only 2, Northeast have 1. In the spirit of fairness, you have the vice president there. Nobody is arguing that the vice president-elect is from the Northeast. Then keep one of the, it's not even about me. Now it is about justice. It's about fairness, it's about equity. One of the presiding officer should be in the Northwest. Yes, as our brothers keepers. Then the other one should be in the North Central. It means that there would be a trinity of representation in times of offices that have capacity, in times of offices that Mr. President will not just come all of a sudden and say, I don't want you, I have fired you. They have now left North Central without any of the elective presiding officers, like the vice president, like the Senate president, like the deputy Senate president, like the speaker, like the deputy speaker. And all the presiding officers that are zoned to the northern Nigeria have been given to one geopolitical zone. We begin to ask ourselves, have our performance to the electing the president been belated? It's a matter of justice. I'm a representative of the people. If I don't stand to say I am not comfortable with this, if any Nigerian felt having speaker and the deputy Senate president in the Northwest is fair, then he's not a fair Nigerian.
So, I mean, the argument of those who, some of those who put this together is that how can the North Central be agitating when already the national chairman of your party is from the North Central?
A national chairman of the party represents the party. Can the national chairman of our party speak to the interests of Labour Party members within the North Central? Can he speak for the NNPP members within North Central? Can he speak for PDP members within the North Central? He can only preside over the executive working committee of APC, and his powers is limited to organizing and coordinating the activities of the party at that level. Even SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, his power is limited. He's an appointee of Mr. President. We said we don't have problem with that. We have the APC party chairman, but for APC, he doesn't represent the interests of other Nigerians within the North Central or within Nigeria. So people should even not bring that. What we are saying is the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, can stand for the interests of the Northwest. He is elected. He can speak his mind in as much as he is speaking the mind of the people of Northwest.
So are you advocating, what are you advocating for the North Central? Is it the speaker?
If I am contesting for the speaker. I am a Nigerian. I am not selfish. I'm advocating that let there be fairness. The two presiding officers cannot be domiciled in one geopolitical zone. One. Even if it is the deputy Senate president that will be given to North Central, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Because Nigeria is not about me. It's about the country. It's about the unity of the country.
Look at how the diagram looks after your party put up the information, and this is what it looks like. So you have Bola Tinubu from Southwest, Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect from the Northeast, then Goswell Pabio from South-South, and Barao Jibrin from the Northwest, Kano State, the Deputy Senate President, and Tajuddin Abbas, Northwest, from the Speaker, and Deputy Speaker from the Southeast, Ben Kalu. In all of these, the only one you have an issue with right now is the two positions going to the Northwest.
This is not the only one I have an issue with. It's the only one that all Nigerians have an issue with. How can you have representation in all the geopolitical zone except one that have done well for the party?
So your party got it wrong on this note?
Yes. The North Central is not represented there. And the North Central have 5 state governors. 5. We won 5 states. In addition to the fact that from 2015 till date, there is none of the 6 states in the North Central that have not produced 2-time governor for the APC. At one time or another, North Central Senatorial District, North Central Geopolitical Zone have had 8 years of APC administration from 2015 till date. Is that a zone that you will say you will not zone anything to?
So what do you say to those who say, I mean, North Central has had, North Central and the Southeast in particular, had a very, very good share of leading the National Assembly. You've had David Mark, who ran the affairs of the Senate for 2 different terms. You've had the likes of Ike Ekweremadu, who was Deputy Senate President for 12 years. You've had Bukola Saraki, who was a Senate President from the same Northeast Central for 4 years. And you've had 5 different Senate, just a moment, 5 different Senate presidents from the different 5 states of the Southeast as Senate President. So there are those who say, historically speaking, if you consider history, that the North Central and the Southeast have had a very good share.
You're asking the wrong person this question, because at the risk of sounding proud, I know a little bit about Nigerian political history. What about the Northwest that have produced Yar'Adua and produced Muhammadu Buhari? Has anybody said that don't zone anything to them because consecutively, within the span of 16 years, they have ruled Nigeria for over 10 years? How old was Yar'Adua as a president of Nigeria? Plus Buhari's presidency of 8 years. Put them together, that is #1 seat of Nigeria, Shehu, for God's sake. Does anybody say, why, if history should be considered, in the dimension that you have put to me, where is the fairness to warrant even zoning anything to the Northwest, if going by the antecedent of history, if we are to talk history? These are zones that have produced presidents, elected presidents. Forget about the military presidents. And nobody say, Yar'Adua was a president from Northwest. Buhari is a serving president from Northwest for 8 years. Therefore, don't zone anything to them. I don't think when you are taking those consideration, you should look at the past. Look at the present. What do you have at hand? How do you share it to ensure that you have symbolizes the motto of our party, which is justice? How do you do it in such a way that you will give sense of belonging to the citizen of this country? Mind you, it's not even about our party. Now, National Assembly is not for APC. It's for PDP, it's for NNPP, it's for Labour, it's for young YPP, and what have you. They all have representation. Look at the composition. How many numbers does APC have?
What does it?
170
what is the implication of your party's decision?
The implication is that it is very, very difficult for us to realize what the party have released out.
So with this, your party may not be able to.
It's not possible.
With the threat of what they call the larger or the greater majority, the opposition political parties coming together, and they are threatening that in the House they will also produce Speaker and Deputy Speaker.
In the first instance, aside of that threat, instead of taking a fair decision that will help coordinate the APC members together and equally lobby other political parties to come and join hands with APC to have the principal officer's position, you have taken the decision that is hurting even the APC members themselves in the area of justice, equity, and fairness. In this circumstance, I cannot guarantee you that even the APC members are going to vote for, even myself. I'm not going to support what is done. I'm not going to do it.
But are you a party man?
I'm a party man. But the interest of Nigeria superintend over the interest of my party.
But
And more so,
why do you
more
say
so that when the decision of my party seems to negate the principle of the party itself, I cannot be blamed for deciding to save the supremacy of the motto of my party. If tomorrow I went to the floor and I decided not to support this act of injustice, meted particularly to the people of my zone, after National Assembly, I have a zone to go back to, North Central. I have a state to go back to, Plateau. If you take decision and look at today without looking at tomorrow, what do you think? What history am I laying to my children? How will people refer to them? That your father have come to the TV to launch his manifesto and advocate that speakership should go to North Central, being the only zone that from 2019 have not produced speakership, and not Northwest that have produced 4 speakers from 1999 till date, and all of a sudden they see me turning around to campaign for the same Northwest to produce the 5th speaker against the North Central that have not produced one.
What happened to the concept of party supremacy?
Concept of party, what happened to the concept of the constitution of the party that is built on justice, peace, and unity?
What would you do in this regard?
I have told the party that the decision is anti-party law. I have told them today.
So what do you think the party can do to correct this?
They say they are consulting. We should give them time. You have heard from the national...
What does this come to you? I mean, because I understand that you also have consulted widely. And this decision of the party, they said it was in consultation with Bola Tinubu and other stakeholders of the party. It does look to me that it's almost cast in stone. Already we see Tajuddin Abbas meeting and consulting other people and begging them.
Have you seen us not meeting? This G7, group of 7, we are equally meeting, we are traveling, we are consulting, we are unveiling manifestos, we are launching our campaigns on daily basis. The Deputy Speaker is doing his own on Friday. Honorable Jaji, who was equally with us in the party secretariat, is doing his own on Wednesday. We are meeting members elect, we are campaigning, because this election is not going to be done at the APC National Secretariat. It's going to be done at the Hallowed Chamber of the National Assembly.
So this week,
and it's a contest. If we win, fine. If we do not win, we congratulate the person that win, all things being equal. That doesn't stop anybody from saying, Gagdi, don't go and represent, don't sit at that seat that is meant for the people of
Do you see a Dogara situation happening now?
Very obviously, worse than Dogara situation. Because in Dogara circumstance, the position, the representation of APC at that time was even higher. There was a comfortable majority in that circumstance. Let alone this circumstance, we don't have comfortable majority. I'm telling you, in Dogara situation, there was no even coalition of aspirants that are coming together to say, no, we are against this, we don't like this. But in this circumstance, me, I'm not fighting an individual. I'm only fighting for justice. I'm only saying that justice must be done. In the course of this, I have no problem with anybody.
The caucus of the APC in the National Assembly from the North Central, they've released a communique. And that part of that communique, I mean, you can see a list of members of the APC from the North Central region agitating and saying that this is injustice and it will not stand. On a final note, where does your party go from here? Do you see, and if you are sending out a warning, this is perhaps one thing that Bola Tinubu, a test to his political sagacity, what warning will he be sending out? But Femba Gagdi is your good friend. What are the kind of things you'll be telling them tonight?
He is my boss, not only my good friend, he's still the speaker, and I so much respect. I will not join issues with him. I believe the president-elect is a Democrat. And I believe he is not aware of most of these things happening. I am a stakeholder in this process. By the way, I'm an aspirant. I look forward to when Mr. President-elect will sit with some of us. He will know a lot of things that he didn't know prior to this time. And APC is democracy. And Asuwaju Ahmed Tinubu is the father of all. I am very optimistic that this is not a problem. We are only saying that there is injustice. I'm sure he will look back, sit with us, and sit with the members of the APC and consult widely for a fair and just decision to be taken in the collective interest of everybody in the party.
Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, one of the front-line aspirants for the Speakership of the 10th National Assembly and the chair of the House Committee on the Navy. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you, my brother.
I appreciate it.